All right, we're going to run through the classification of bonds lab, and we're going to test our 3 substances that we know the identities of, and then we'll test the 5 unknowns. We're going to be checking for conductivity as a solid, and then conductivity as, see if it dissolves first of all, and then if it dissolves, we'll check for conductivity of that. And so again, if we're checking to see if something dissolves, that would be testing for solubility, and in this case, we are dealing with water. So we'll start out with the sodium chloride, and I'm going to put a little bit of water to test our solubility. And here's the sodium chloride, so you can do your observations. Here's what it looks like. It's like a white solid. It's salt. We're going to turn this on. This on high. All 10 lights light up. We're going to put this into the sides of the solid here and see. And notice none of the lights are lighting up. So our conductivity for the solid salt is 0. Then we're going to put this into the water that I have here and stir it up. Let's see if it's dissolving. So it looks like the salt looks like it's disappearing. So I would say that that is soluble in water, and I think we already know that. And then we'll test the conductivity of the dissolved, and again, notice that all 10 lights light up, so we have a conductivity reading of 10 for the dissolved for salt. Okay, so we'll put that off to the side. So next we will do copper, and copper is, well, here's what it looks like in case you don't know. It's shiny, kind of brownish coppery color, orangish browny color, and it's a solid. And so we're going to test the conductivity of the solid. Okay, all 10 lights light up for the solid, so we have a conductivity reading of 10 for the solid for copper. And then we put the solid into some water here. And as you probably would suspect, you can see it sitting in the bottom of the beaker there. So it is not dissolved, so copper is insoluble. So we're just going to put a dash in the column for conductivity, dissolved, because we're not even going to test that because it didn't dissolve. And we've got insoluble for copper. Next we're going to do sugar. So we've got our solid sugar for us to observe. We've seen sugar before, but it's a white solid. Looks actually a lot like the salt we already tested. We test the conductivity of the solid. Nothing, so 0 for the conductivity of the solid for the sugar. And then we will mix a little bit into water. I think we already know that sugar dissolves in water. So we've seen it dissolve in all sorts of other water-based things, like drinks, tea, iced tea, my favorite, coffee. Not a big fan of that. There we go. So it's dissolved. Okay, so it is soluble in water. And then lastly, we're going to check for conductivity. And notice there are no lights lighting up, so this is not conductive. Okay, so 0 for the conductivity for the sugar. All right. So now we can work through our unknowns, and so our first unknown A is this stuff. So I have 2 samples. I have this piece, and I also have it crunched up into little pieces for unknown A. So it's silvery, shiny, it's a solid. Okay, so we're going to test the conductivity of the solid for unknown A. Should get this in the picture here. And notice all 10 lights are lighting up, so conductivity of 10 for unknown A. And let's check out the solubility. A little bit of water. And some tweezers here. Take out a couple of these granules. And I don't know how well this is picking up on the camera, but Those little granules are in the bottom of the container right here. We can put in a few more. So, appears to be insoluble. So that's insoluble for unknown A. So we're not even going to contest the conductivity of dissolved because it doesn't even dissolve. So that is unknown A. All right, so let's take a look at unknown B. And unknown B is a solid and it's blue. So whether you look at this is just the crushed up form, or you've got the big chunk. So unknown B, let's test its conductivity. And we're getting, I should move my hand so you can see the meter. There are no lights lighting up. Okay, so 0 conductivity for the solid. Let's check the solubility. So there's some water. Put a little bit into here. Give it a swirl. So I don't know how well this will pick up on the camera here because it's not the greatest camera. We have the blue solid. Now that I'm mixing it up, it is starting to kind of disappear at the bottom. It's not there anymore. The liquid's also, again, it's not that dark of a blue, so you might not be able to pick it up on the camera, but it's just a very slight pale blue that we're getting. So that blue solid is definitely dissolved in there. And then we put in to test the conductivity. And notice we have all 10 lights lit up. So conductivity of dissolved. So unknown B is soluble in water, and its conductivity as dissolved is 10. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so then we will look at unknown C. So here's unknown C. So it's a white solid, kind of opaque, can't see through it. Translucent, is that the, I don't know, opaque, can't see through it. Not clear exactly, kind of whitish. Not really kind of colorless. Okay, so let's test the conductivity of the solid. No lights lighting up. Okay, and then we'll test the solubility. So we'll put one of these little pieces in, and it's floating in there, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. The solid is still kind of floating in there, so it is insoluble. So unknown C is insoluble in water, so we're not even going to test the conductivity in dissolved because it doesn't dissolve. Unknown D next. So unknown D, yet another white solid, more powdery this time than the salt and sugar we saw earlier. Let's test conductivity of this. So on the solid, move my hand so you can see the meter. No lights are lighting up. Okay, so 0 conductivity for the solid for unknown D. And then we're going to put in a little bit, see if it dissolves. And it is, in fact, looks like it's disappearing. So that would mean it's dissolving. So we know it's not actually just disappearing, becoming a homogeneous mixture. So it is all dissolved. So unknown D is soluble. And now we're going to test the conductivity of it dissolved. And notice, bam, all 10 lights light up. So conductivity reading of 10 for the dissolved unknown D. All right, we got one more to do. Unknown E. So here's unknown E. Oh, it's a liquid. It's clear, it's colorless. Okay, so there's unknown E. So we're going to test, we have the conductivity to test for the solid. Let's have a look at that. So there's the solid sample in this little tray here. No lights. Okay, so solid is not conductive. So notice the solid is, well, it's colorless, much like the liquid version of this unknown E. And what else? So let's see if it's soluble. So we've got our unknown E. So some water, and let's mix in unknown E to the water. Test our solubility. Well, that all looks the same to me. That's very homogeneous in appearance, so I would say that unknown E is soluble in water. Then we're going to test the conductivity, and I have a meter malfunction here. Conductivity, there we go. No, they're not touching. Notice we have no lights lighting up, so 0 for the conductivity for the dissolved for unknown E. So from there you can do your write-up of these observations and classify each bond type as either ionic, polar covalent, nonpolar covalent, or metallic.